Good morning. Hello. How's it going? Depending on when you're watching this. This is week 4 of our distance learning in the second trimester. What we're going to be focusing on this week is the effects of independence in Vietnam. And so if you remember from last week, we were very much looking at like how the American involvement in what was an independence movement for the Communist Party in North Vietnam, for all of Vietnam. Once we get into kind of the later stages of the Vietnam War and the U.S. involvement, we need to kind of examine what implications and what effects, short and long term, there were in this region on the Vietnamese people. So the first thing that we're going to do is look at this day 1 assignment, which is just a little reading discussion focusing on the different groups that fought from the Vietnamese perspective. So that's the Viet Minh, which would be the North Vietnamese Army, basically. They are the uniformed actual element of the North Vietnam fighting that started under Ho Chi Minh, which we've read about and heard about already a little bit. And then there's the Viet Cong, who were basically the Communist Party in South Vietnam that participated in a lot of the guerrilla fighting in the jungle regions as well as in Saigon. And then there's ARVN, or the Army of the Republic of Vietnam, which were the South Vietnamese government troops trained by initially a lot of the American CIA and then eventually the military. And so you're going to use the links that are attached to compare 2 of these. So you're going to use those websites to write a comparative and contrasting response about them in about 5 sentences. All right, so pretty straightforward. We'll do that at the start of class on Monday, and then follow that up with, on day 2, the short and long-term effects of independence in Vietnam. Basically, there are some readings here and some websites. You are going to choose at least 3 short and or long-term effects of Vietnamese independence using those links in about 5 sentences. So kind of a similar assignment, but this one is kind of focusing on those effects. So we're going to do those both days at the start of class. You guys are going to get about 30-40 minutes to work on those, and then we're going to follow it up with part 3 of the documentary, which is always kind of interesting for people to watch because this is really the focus on Cambodia and Laos in the independence movement of Vietnam and how it played out and applied for those groups. And just like we did for part 1 and 2, there is a little timeline link right here that you need to fill out and turn in at the conclusion of watching that in class. And then there'll be a summative quiz that you need to get done by the end of the week, and that will be your attendance for Friday. So please, if you have any questions, make sure that you come to me during office hours or anytime during class this week. Most of the time in class, we'll, however, be doing the watching this video. So if you want to come and watch the class, the movie with us, or if you have any questions as we're going through it, that is probably the best option. Otherwise, you can also kind of manage to find and get this. If your internet cuts out or if you're having any issues, I know a couple of times with the other parts, people had issues with this where it wasn't really connecting and doing well. Feel free to go and watch it somewhere else so that you can kind of get the whole experience. The only reason that I'm doing it for everyone is some people prefer to kind of be there and watch it and have that day class go. So that's it for week 4. Enjoy the 3-day weekend, and we will see you next Tuesday.